Chapter 37 is called A Small Taste. She was asleep and dreaming of her mother, the queen, who was holding out a spoon to her and saying, "Taste this, my sweet pea. Taste this, my darling, and tell me what you think." The princess leaned forward and sipped some soup from the spoon her mother held out to her. "Oh, Mama," she said, "it's wonderful. It's the best soup I've ever eaten." "Yes," said the queen, "it is wonderful, isn't it?" "May I have some more?" said the pea. "I gave you a small taste so that you would not forget," said her mother. "I gave you a small taste so that you would remember." "I want more." But as soon as the princess said this, her mother was gone. She disappeared, and the bowl and the soup spoon disappeared along with her. "Lost things," said the pea, "more lost things." And then she heard her name. She turned, happy, thinking that her mother had come back, but the voice was not her mother's. The voice belonged to somebody else, and it was coming from someplace far away, and it was telling her to wake up, wake up, wake up. The pea opened her eyes and saw Miggery So standing over her bed, a knife in one hand and a candle in the other. "Mig," she said. "Gore," said Mig softly. "Say it," commanded Rescuro. Mig closed her eyes and shouted her piece. "If you does not want to get hurt, princess, you must come with me." "Whatever for?" said the princess in an annoyed tone. As I have noted before, the princess was not a person who was used to being told what to do. "What are you talking about?" Mig opened her eyes and shouted, "You gots to come with me, so after we take some lessons, you some long lessons and me some short ones, together way down in the deep downs, I can be you and you can be me." "No," shouted Rescuro from Mig's pocket. "No, no, no, you're doing it wrong." "Who said that?" "Your Highness," said Rescuro, and he crawled out of Mig's pocket and made his way up onto her shoulder and situated himself there, laying his tail across her neck to balance himself. "Your Highness," he said again, and he raised the spoon slowly off his head and smiled, displaying his mouth full of truly hideous teeth. "I think it would be best if you do as Miggery So suggests. She is, as you can quite clearly see, in possession of a knife, a large knife, and she will, if pushed, use it." "Well, this is ridiculous," said the princess. "You can't threaten me. I'm a princess." "We," said Rescuro, "are all too aware of the fact of what you are. A knife, however, cares nothing for the fact that you are royalty, and you will bleed, I assume, just like any other human." The pea looked at Mig. Mig smiled. The knife glinted in the light of the candle. "Mig," she said, her voice shaking the tiniest bit. "I really do not think," said Rescuro, "that Mig would need much persuasion to use that knife, princess. She's a dangerous individual, easily led." "But we're friends," said the pea. "Aren't we, Mig?" "Huh?" said Mig. "Trust me," said Rescuro, "you are not friends, and I think it would be best if you addressed all your communications to me, princess. I'm the one in charge. Look at me." The pea looked right directly at the rat and at the spoon on his head. Her heart skipped a beat, and then two. "Do you know me, princess?" "No," she said, lowering her head. "I don't know you." But readers, she did know him. He was the rat who had fallen in her mother's soup, and he was wearing her dead mother's spoon on his head. The princess kept her head down. She concentrated on containing the rage that was leaping up inside of her. "Look again, princess, or can you not bear to look? Does it pain your royal sensibilities to let your eyes rest on a rat?" "I don't know you," she said, "and I'm not afraid to look at you." The pea raised her head slowly. Her eyes were defiant. She stared at the rat. "Very well," said Rescuro. "Have it your way. You do not know me. Nonetheless, you must do as I say, as my friend here has a knife. So, get out of bed, princess. We're going on a little journey. I would like it if you dressed in your loveliest gown, the one that you were wearing at a banquet not so long ago." "And put on your crown," said Mig. Put the crown on your princess head." "Yes," said Rescuro. "Please, princess, do not forget your crown." The pea, still staring at Rescuro, pushed the covers back and got out of bed. "Move quickly," said Rescuro. "We must take our little journey while it's still dark and while the rest of the castle sleeps. Ignorant, oh, so ignorant, I'm afraid of your fate." The princess took a gown from her closet. "Yep," said Rescuro to himself. "That's the one, the very one. Look how it sparkles in the light. Lovely." "I'll need someone to do my buttons," said the princess as she stepped into the dress. "Mig, you must help me." "Little princess," said Rescuro, "do you think that you can outsmart a rat? Our dear Miggery will not lay down her knife, not even for a moment. Will you, Miggery? Because that might ruin your chances of becoming a princess. Isn't that right?" "Gore," said Mig. "That's right." And so, while Mig held the knife pointed in the direction of the princess, the piece sat and let the rat crawl over her back, doing her buttons up for her one by one. The princess held very still. The only movement she allowed herself was this. She licked her lips over and over again because she thought she could taste the sweet saltiness of the soup that her mother had fed her in her dream. "I've not forgotten, Mama," she whispered. "I have not forgotten you. I have not forgotten soup." And that's the end of the chapter. All right, who seems to be in charge of this whole operation? Yeah, Rescuro. Does it seem like Mig really wants to participate? Kind of. Yeah, you're right. She's doing everything, right? But it's only because Rescuro's sitting on her shoulder, kind of directing everything. Because what does Mig really want? To be a princess. All right, let's keep going.